Alright, makeup geeks, fall is pretty much here, at least in my mind it is. As you can tell, I've got my decor up. I love fall. It's my favorite season. I love the colors. And so I came up with this look here, and it has a gold, a kind of deep copper, and an orange, just very warm fallish colors. And then I did a berry stained lip. I really like how this turned out. So I wanted to do almost like a get ready with me video today, where it's just me sitting here playing with makeup. So I'm going to show you what I did for that, and then I'll just show you my outfit at the end. So let's get started first with the makeup. So to start off our fall makeup, you want to use a dark base on the lid. I'm going to use MAC's Paint Pot and Constructivist. It's a really pretty dark shimmery brown, and it looks great with pigments on top because that dark color enhances the pigment and just makes it pop even more. I'm going to take a stiff down brush like this. It's all dirty because I used it on the other eye. I do clean my makeup brushes, I promise. You're going to stipple it into the pot, and we're going to just apply this all over the lid. And I like using the brush for this instead of my fingers because I want it to be a very soft application and very feathered, so it's blended really well, because I'm going to go over it with shadows anyways. We're just using this as a base. So apply most of the color right here on the lid, and don't pick up any more as you go up into the crease to kind of buff it out. Okay, now we can apply the crease color. I'm just going to take a crease brush like this. It's kind of like the stiff down brush I just used. I'm going to quickly buff out above the paint pot just to kind of soften it a bit and make sure it's really blended. Then I'm going to take my eyeshadows, and these are the ones I'm using today. So I have a dark brown, a bright orange, a medium orange, and then, you know, my blending color under my crease. This is Bada Bing, Mandarine, Chickadee, and Beaches and Cream. So that's the four I'm going to use. I'm going to start off with Chickadee. Kind of goldeny orange color. We're going to put this all in the crease. Just doing a windshield wiper motion. Same brush, wipe it off. Now we're going to go in with our highlight color. This is just a matte finish color close to your skin. I'm just using this pretty much as a buffer, just to kind of get rid of any harsh lines in here. So just buff it out under the brow and around the edge here. And then I'm going to take that same brush, and I'm going to go in with a bright orange, and this is Mandarine. I'm going to put this just in the outer part of the crease, so out here on the edge. Just like that for a little pop of orange. Okay, now we can apply our pigment, and the one I'm going to use today, it's a great one for fall, is Blitz. Let me try to get a close-up of that. Let me do a little swatchy for you guys. It's a shimmery kind of dark plummy brown. Really, really pretty. Sorry, I'm working with two cameras here. Can you tell I'm struggling? I'm like trying to get you guys a swatch. There's the color. It's a gorgeous, just kind of plummy copper. It's really, really nice. Even if you wanted to do a very neutral fall look, you can just apply this on the lid, do just a very light tan in the crease, mascara, you're good to go, and it gives just a nice pop to the lids. Okay, enough blabbing. Take a flat, stiff brush, dip it into the pigment jar. These can be a little messy, so you want to dip it in. And then my trick for pigments is to smush it into the lid. So really work it into that brush, and you want to make sure you have a very stiff, flat brush. This is the MAC 239 brush. It's a really great eye packing brush. Squish it, tap off the excess. Now we're just going to pat this on the lid. So just start here in the middle and stay under that crease, and we're going to blend it over into the orange. Okay, now if you want to darken the outer corner just to add some dimension and make it pop a little bit more, you can take the dark brown. I'm using Bada Bing and a really small kind of dome brush, just like a pencil brush. You're going to take that and put it just on the outer corner of the eye. So start out here right in that outer groove, and you're going to slightly blend it inwards. Stay under that crease for the most part. We're just darkening this outer part of the eye for some, almost like a 3D effect. Now this step is optional. If you want a little pop of color in here, you could do a gold color, and that's what I have here. It just, I don't know, it adds to that fall look because we have a gold, a copper, an orange, just all the colors together to me really remind me of fall, but you don't have to if you don't want to do this step. I'm going to use the pigment in liquid gold. Let me show you guys that. This pigment, you guys, it is potent. It's very, very, let me show you. That's one swipe. It's pure metallic gold. It's a great pigment, but it is very intense. So I'm going to take a really tiny brush, pick up a little bit in the lid. You need just the smallest amount because this goes a long way. It'll last you a long time. We're going to put it just in the inner tear duct. So start it just like that, and then you're going to sweep it up and inwards to kind of feather it in. Now it's time for the false lashes, and you guys can skip this step too if you don't want to do lashes, but if you're new to doing lashes, the best ones you can get are these ones here. They're the Ardel number 301s. These work really great because they're half lashes, so they're easier to work with, and they're a little bit more natural looking. I've done plenty of videos on how to apply false lashes. Pretty much you just take dual lash adhesive, put a strip on, let it sit for a minute till it gets tacky, set them on. So I'm just going to do that step. If you guys need help with that, watch one of my other videos, and then we'll finish up with the eyeliner and then the rest of the face. Now the final step is the eyeliner. You want to take a nude eyeliner and put this in the waterline. I'm going to use the Tarte Emphaseyes one. Just any sort of flesh-colored eyeliner will work. Pull it down a bit and just run this in there. Just for a little pop. And then we can do our winged liners. You want to take any liquid liner that you like. The one I'm using today is the Palladio liquid eyeliner one. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to have to pull up the mirror on this one because doing winged liner is a little tricky. So what you want to do is just put the liner right along the lash line. And if you have false lashes on, this helps to hide it as well. And then what you're going to do is bring it up at the edge and just wing it up. Now that the eyes are done, we can go on to the face. I'm going to do just a little bit of contouring. I like to do that when I wear a full foundation because it can kind of give you a one-dimensional look. It doesn't, you need some like 3D effect, so I usually do contouring. Take a soft, kind of rounded face brush like this. This is actually a Real Techniques brush. It's their contour brush. They do a really good job on these. They're soft and nice brushes. Okay, bronzer. I'm going to use the Guerlain one, but you guys can use any bronzer that you like. The trick is to find something 2 shades darker than your skin. And try not to get anything too orangey because then it can look very rusty and kind of like Oompa Loompa-ish. So I'm going to put this right here under the cheekbone. Just like that, and you see how it makes my cheekbones pop a little bit. Now we can come up along the side of the temple to kind of thin out the face, and we're going to buff it out. Apply just a little bit more. I'm going to come up under the cheekbones a little bit, and then I'm going to put a little bit under my chin and along the jawline. Now we can do the cheeks, and I want to keep it very soft and glowy, so I'm going to use the Stila Convertible color. This is the color Gerbera, or Gerbera, I don't know, however you say that. This color. Light peach. I'm going to take 2 fingers and tap it in, and apply this just to the apples of the cheeks. And I like using cream blushes for me because my skin out here can be a little bit dry. And so doing the cream blush really adds a nice glow, and it looks a little bit more natural to me than powder. But I know a lot of people get intimidated by cream blushes. They're really easy to use, and it's actually very foolproof because if you apply too much, you can just take a sponge, pat it on top, and it'll come right out. So love using cream blushes. Okay, lips. The trend right now is a kind of wine or plum kind of stain to the lips. No gloss, just very matte, especially since my eyes are very dramatic and shimmery. I want to keep the lips understated but still keep it in the fall tones. So I'm going to use the Makeup Geek lipstick in Lavish. And let me show you what it looks like. It's kind of a muted berry pink color. I like this one a lot, but to tone it down even more, you want to take a lip brush, just any sort of flat little brush will work, and we're going to apply it like this so we get less coverage and it'll look a little bit more like a stain. So make sure first your lips are moisturized and just apply a thin layer with a brush. And do you see how it's very, it's turning it almost into a stain? So it's not a thick coverage, it's a sheer coverage. And this is great for those of you who are afraid to wear dark or bright colors. Doing it with a brush shears it out and it makes it a little bit more wearable. So that completes our makeup part of this look. I like how it turned out. If you want to tone this down more, I would cut out the gold and just do the copper and the orange. And then if you want to, too, for the lips, you can do just a very, like a sheer lip gloss if you'd rather go that route instead of the berry. That's fine, too, but I want it to be very fallish colors. Anyways, enough blabbing. Let's go on to the outfit. So for the outfit, I just wanted to show you guys really quick, and I'll get some pictures and shots for you too, just to see what I'm wearing. I actually like how this turned out. I love fall, like I said. I love putting outfits together. But basically, the striped shirt I got from H&M. Everyone has gray striped shirts. And then the orange jacket I got from Old Navy last year. Really comfortable. And then my tights, I don't know if you can see, doing the little leg things. They're Not Your Daughter's jeans. As you guys know, I'm very... I'm big in the butt and the thighs, and so it's hard to find pants and tights that fit me well. Not Your Daughter's jeans, I wear them all the time. That's pretty much the only pants that I wear because they're the only ones that fit around my body type. So I got those there, but you guys can find gray jeans or tights wherever. And then my boots, I'll have to do a look at those later. They're tan boots. I got them from JCPenney's last year. They're my go-to boots. I have worn them so much so far. I've got my money's worth out of them, so I like how that turned out. And then lastly, the necklace I got from Amazon. It's just an inexpensive, just fun kind of, funky necklace here, but I like how it adds some texture up here. But if it's really cold where you guys are at, because I'm in California, so obviously it's not that cold. Wish it was, but you can put a scarf on instead. And I found this scarf here from Kohl's. Isn't that such a cute scarf? It has kind of fallish color, so it has the orange in it and the gray, and I think it looks really cute with this too. So when it starts getting colder out here in California, I'm going to switch out and put this scarf instead. So that is my fall outfit for today, but I had so much fun doing this for you guys. I love this season, and I like doing a little bit outfit too, just for those of you out there who curvy girls too. Kind of gives you some fashion ideas and stuff. It's just fun. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great fall, and stay warm out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.